Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Oh, I've taken off. I think you can see why. I've been with this cough. It's just been a crazy 3 weeks, I would say, between car stuff and being sick. And I had just like a terrible family situation happen, and just all those things all together. You can see my voice is not 100% back yet, but I'm tired of laying in the house and watching other people's YouTubes and not filming my own. So I am back and hopefully I'm not going to need to miss any more of my scheduled times, you know? The lighting is a little bit crazy because it is it was overcast. Now, obviously the sun is coming in. I do have the blinds down, but it's very, very sunny, so sorry. But anyway, I have some good stuff to talk about today. So I'm actually going to merge two topics. Today the plan was to film a video about the bags that I have sold. I talk about it all the time. I know. Excuse me, the bags that I have sold that I regret the most. We're not going to talk about all the bags I've sold because obviously there is probably hundreds. I mean, I'm not even lying. Again, if you're new here, I've been collecting for about 26 years. And through those times, a lot of pieces, we just didn't know that they were going to be iconic. We didn't know, you just don't know what you don't know. And I'm sorry that I never had or not that I never had, I believe I had the foresight to know what was important and what wasn't, but at times making money and obviously supporting my family and doing certain things were more important obviously than keeping a bag. And those would be the decisions I would make again today if I had to, because I was a reseller for many years, as my main job for a long time in the early 2000s. And then also later on just kind of dibble dabble and kind of doing things. I had a lot of connections over the years and I did sell over the years. And I kind of, I guess, always thought that I could get these things back. And since 2020 and the boom of vintage items and just price booms, I have realized that it's now time for me to buy the things that I want and hold on to them if those are the things that I actually truly want and they're important to me and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, if you are new here, welcome. Thanks for joining us. My name is Bram. I talk about all things fashion, luxury, lifestyle shopping, and travel. Not so much travel yet, but we're going to get to it. It's coming, I promise. And other than that, I talk a lot about vintage items here. So if you are a lover of luxury vintage items and yeah, fun stuff like that, I really like luxury items and I guess pop culture items that are just not mainstream. You will rarely see me honestly go into a store and buy anything new anymore. I'm just kind of not in that mindset now, but never say never. I love fashion as a whole. So when things present themselves, I'm always looking. My eyes are always open. So if that sounds like something that you would like to talk about and you would like to hear about, then I would love it if you would hit subscribe, become a member of my growing YouTube family. If you check out the description, I do have a giveaway going on. We are very, very close to 3,000 subscribers, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I have a giveaway of 3 Labubus, possibly more. I do have more on the way. So there might be some more in that giveaway, or just every 1,000. We'll see, but for this first giveaway, I do have at least 3 Labubus that will be going to new homes. All that I ask is that you follow me here, subscribe here on Instagram, on YouTube, subscribe or follow me on Instagram. God, it feels like I haven't filmed in forever. And follow me on TikTok. I will link all the information below so that you have it and that you can follow me in all the places. You will get a entry into the giveaway with each follow that you do. So if you only have YouTube, don't worry about it. You will have 1 entry to the giveaway if you have Instagram as well, or TikTok as well. So you can get up to 3 entries to the giveaway if you follow me on all 3 platforms, or as little as 1. So totally up to you. So anyway, all of the information is linked below. And with that, let's start talking. So like I said, I wanted to kind of put together two different topics today. I am going to talk about the bags that I sold and regret, like my biggest regrets. Some of them you know, some of them you don't know. I'm going to try and talk about some that you don't necessarily know. And as a surprise, I actually have something here to unbag for you guys at the end, which may or may not be one of these items that I have been waiting to add back into my collection. Okay, so let's get going. Now, first one, and just so that you do know, so today should be Wednesday when this one is going live. I should have another one of these being unboxed either Friday or Monday. So I do have some a few things on this list that are coming back to me, which I'm so happy about. You have no idea. I've searched high and low for good prices, and I found a few, and so that's super exciting. So stay tuned. Again, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't, click the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload the videos, because they will be coming in pretty quick succession. Hopefully, as long as nothing is delayed, but so excited. Okay. All right, number one. Sorry, guys. Number one. And I forgot to bring a drink. Okay. Anyway, let's talk. I have allergies. It's a mess. All right. Number one is the Stephen Sprouse Graffiti Neverfull and Speedy. I had both. I had both of them actually in pink. So I had the Speedy first. I bought it in 2000 and I don't know, 17, 16. I got a great deal on eBay. If you would believe this, I got it for like, I want to say under $800 on eBay in like 16 or 17. And I don't know what was wrong with me. So the color of the bag, if you have not had it or you don't know, obviously when it first came out, it was very neon, right? And it actually glowed in the dark. Most of them, I think that has worn off quite a long time ago, and they do not any longer glow in the dark. But the pink Speedies, for some reason, however that paint had settled, it turned into more like a coral, which I actually like, but it wasn't what I wanted when I purchased it back in 16 or 17. So I pretty quickly actually sold it. Forever a regret on my list, only because that's just what happened to them. And it's kind of like, that's really what's out there now. It's pretty hard at this point to find a Speedy specifically in the pink, still in like neon bright condition. The next one was the Neverfull. I purchased that maybe in 19 or 18. I got it in pristine condition. I don't remember where I got it from. Maybe a Facebook group. I don't remember. It was also a very good deal. I want to say it was in the $1,500 range. It was, like I said, probably never used, to be honest. It was perfect. My only issue with that bag was that the sides of it, where the Neverfull pulls out, and I'm sorry that I don't really have pictures of my items. Before I started YouTube and TikTok and well, I'm starting TikTok now, but and Instagram and everything, I really didn't take very many pictures of myself. I don't know. I didn't think that I was photogenic. It's one of the big regrets of my life, honestly, because I have a lot of pictures of my family and I have very little where I'm in it. And if I am in it, I'm hiding behind my kids. You know, it's one of those things, I think, when you are fluctuating, or especially with your weight, or you're just like not happy with your appearance. And for me, it was very hard to kind of get myself together when my kids were young, just because all of my energy really went to them. And that's an excuse, I guess, but it is what it is. And so I don't have a lot of pictures of myself holding my bags, holding my things, or dressed up or anything like that. So if I can find any pictures, I will. I know at least I have maybe 2 pictures floating around and things that I'm going to mention, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, that bag, it pulled in on the inside. So whoever had it before me, however they stored it with the, you know, those pieces tucked in to make it a smaller bag versus letting the like little wings out to make it a larger bag. And they kind of just stuck like that. And I could not get it to stay open. And I didn't like that. I don't like the Neverfull like pulled in. I am very sorry that I sold it though, because I think that in order, like if I wanted to get that condition back again, it would probably be in the $3,000 or $4,000 range. I mean, it was like literally box fresh, except for that issue. Also, it was a very big bag, and I just wasn't using very big bags like that. And in the job that I had, I basically like had to put my bag away in my office, like in a little drawer and lock it when I was in the office. And that being said, the items had to fit into the drawer. So the Neverfull itself didn't. And then on the weekends, I didn't really use it because like I was with my kids, they were younger and whatever. Anyway, I got rid of it. So that is definitely one top of the list that I am dying to get back. And I also want to add a green at some point, but we're talking about the pink because those are the ones that I did have. So those I am so sorry that I sold because I will never find it again for those same prices. So, okay, the next one is one that hurts my heart. Okay, the next one is the on the go. The on the go. I was about to say on the go speedy. It was the on the go. It was the collection. I think it was 2019, if I'm not mistaken, with the PVC on the sides, and it was blue. I'll put a picture up. PVC on the sides, and I had it in the Hamptons edition. I was told, I don't know, an essay that I used to deal with in the Long Island location called me and was like, oh, like we picked your name out of, I don't know, like whatever. My name was picked and they were offering me the bag. So I went and I got it and it was absolutely stunning. I loved that bag so much. I am sorry they did not make that in a Speedy or something else because for me, now, I thought it was like every time I wore that bag out, I got so many compliments for it. I think that it's an absolutely stunning bag. However, because I think in quick succession, they did so many on the goes in special edition, and they did so much with that big, like that giant print. I just got sick of it, and I was like, oh, I just don't even want this thing anymore. Like, and then when I was moving back cross country, I was like, you know what? I could use the cash now instead of the bag, and I'm just gonna sell it and whatever. I'm very sorry about this one because if you look on the secondhand market, they're out there, but the Hamptons is very hard to find. And it was actually my favorite colorway because the Hamptons little logo was a pastel and it really matched just the essence of like the whole bag, just being like the light blue with the light blue sides. And it was just such a gorgeous bag. And I love clear things. I do love clear things. I love bags that are clear. I do. I love a PVC bag. I don't know what it is about that. I just do. So I am so sorry that I didn't get it. Who knows if it'll ever pop up at a good price again. I refuse to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on this bag. I've seen them sometimes in the $2,000 range, but just not in the Hamptons version. And if I was going to buy it back, it would definitely have to be the Hamptons. So I have a feeling that this bag is it's not going to happen, but oh well, say la vie. But yeah, I absolutely loved that bag, and I'm so sorry. The next one is, guys, the list is a little long. I'm going to try to keep it concise for you guys, but the next one is the watercolor Speedy in the brown. I searched high and low for this bag. I actually have a picture of this one, so I'll put it up. I think my issue was that, first of all, I got it at a great deal. I got it on Vestiaire. I got it at a great deal, but it was beat up. It was worn. The colors weren't as vibrant as some of the other ones that you see. It was beat up. Somebody else beat it up. And while today I probably wouldn't have such an issue with it, back then, before everybody was into rebuying all of these bags that were incredible back then, I wanted a perfect one, and they weren't so expensive. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell it, get something else and get myself one that is not so beat up. And obviously that day has not come yet. I also think that it is a big bag. I got it in the 35. If I'm not mistaken, I think the majority come in 35, but I do believe that they had a limited run of the white version in a size 30. I could be wrong, but I think that they did. I just never liked the white version as much. I think 35 is really big for a Speedy, especially one without a strap. And I don't ever add straps to Speedies that don't have the side hooks because I just don't like the way that it looks kind of coming off of the handles, the way that like way that you would have to do it. And so, yeah, so I got rid of it. I'm super sorry that I did. It was an absolutely beautiful bag, but in an attempt to find one in better condition somewhere, I let it go. And I'm sorry I did. It's on my list. I'd like to rebuy it at some point. The next one, you guys are gonna lose it on me for this one. I actually had the Monogramouflage Speedy. It is also a 35, which I think is pretty uncomfortable for a Speedy. I had one that was in crap condition. I bought it off of Vestiaire, but get this, I bought it for $1,500. I want to say I bought it in, maybe it was 16 or 17. It was definitely before the comeback of this bag. Well, that was still expensive for back then because people weren't really on the vintage train the way that we are now. I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. It was in very loved used condition. And again, one of my best friends also is like very big into vintage, and one of her cousins works like in the industry and was always able to get her or give her, like, she had a crazy collection, and she would gift her a lot of different bags that were like in pristine condition because she was the first owner and she just never used these bags. It wasn't her style, whatever. So looking at my like beat up watercolor and beat up Monogramouflage compared to her like pristine ones, I guess that probably clouded my vision a little bit. And I was like, I need to get this in better shape. I need to find it in better shape. Well, little did I know, obviously, that I sold it, right? I didn't get a huge amount for it. I think I might have got back what I paid for it, which was so stupid. But it didn't have the luggage tag, and it just, yeah. So those are my excuses. However, I am very sorry about it. But in my quest to find those bags in more perfect condition than what I had, I let them go, and obviously they are still not back in my collection. I do have the Monogramouflage in the Jasmine, which I absolutely love. And honestly, I think is more comfortable than the Speedy by far. The Speedy, again, like the Speedy, while I love the Speedy, without a strap, I just don't find it that comfortable. And while it's one of my favorite shapes of bags, it's not my favorite bag to use, if that makes any sense. I think that they're classic and I think that they're amazing, but I do love the fact that now one of the best things that have come out of like the last few years from Louis Vuitton is putting the bandolier, whatever, however you say it, the hooks on the sides of the Speedy. However, getting rid of that stupid line that makes it look like a keep-all, right? So I love that. I'm happy that that has happened so that going forward, but all of these like beautiful classic Speedies that don't have that, it is what it is, but I'm not, while I love a handheld bag, like for running errands or whatever, like in and out of the car, it's not something that I want to take out with me when I'm going shopping or when I know that I need to use my hands. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all of that to say, very stupid, very stupid decision on my part. I am so sad, specifically about the Monogramouflage Speedy. Yeah. And actually, she sold hers too at one point, and I know that she's kicking herself as well because hers was like never used, incredible condition. And so, yeah, well, that's, I'm going to add to my Speedies. I'm going to give you a third that I just like would love to go back and shake my former self. I did not sell this. This actually ended up in the custody of my old best friend who had it when we had a falling out and I just never got it back. That was the Mirror Speedy. Yeah, in the silver. Absolutely stunning bag. Stunning bag. I had it in 08 when it first came out. I used it. She loved it. There were certain bags that I had that we would share. And I just have never really put, like if I have it, you have it. You know what I mean? That's just always been my personality. And she was my best friend for a million years. And so if I had it, she had it. And so she would, keep things for, months and months and months. And we would just kind of like go back and forth and whatever. And they were all mine. But anyway, we fell out and yeah, she ended up with custody of that bag. So yeah, that was one that it is what it is. But I wish that Bram had said, you know what, I need those bags back, because there was another one, the next one that I'm going to tell you about, that she also ended up with. So she ended up with some good parting gifts. The next one was actually the Chi Chi bag, the Bohemian, I believe it is. I have a saga with this bag. So I had it originally when it first came out in 2011, I believe. I had it. I loved it. I used it. She borrowed it. And again, back and forth, she ended up with it when we stopped talking. And like, I just didn't go and get it. It was just, yeah, I just kind of made a stupid decision on that end. Since then, I purchased it again in the like bucket bag style. I forget which version, what that one's called, but I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. There's only two, or no, there might be three. Anyway, I purchased it in the pink color from eBay, and it was very, very warm. It had a lot of like little like beading happening because of the fabric. That's just, I guess, the nature of the bag. That's what happens. I ended up selling that one, and then I ended up getting another one in blue with the same like bucket style bag, and again selling it. I don't know what it is. I want a good price on that bag, but they don't wear very well. So I think that is kind of really what happened with that bag. The first one was obviously a stupid mistake, but the second two, they just weren't what I wanted. And I actually think it's because I really do want the Bohemian. Like, I really want the top handle, like not just the bucket bag. It was like the top handle, and it had a strap. It looked sort of like a Speedy, but it wasn't really a Speedy. It was kind of like a little duffel bag. And I think that's the one that I really, really want. But at some point, I am absolutely going to add a Chi Chi bag back to my collection. Absolutely. The next one, guys, is the Cherry Blossom Papillon. I had these bags back in 2003. I had it in all three colors, to be honest. I couldn't tell you which came first, which came second, whatever, but I had the brown first. And then I decided I wanted the pink, and then I decided that I wanted the tan. I ended up with all three of these at some point. I don't remember, honestly, if I had it like all together or if it was one that I had and then I sold and then bought again. I don't remember that far back. But at some point, I had all three colors. They were stunning. They were beautiful. I found it very hard to style because my style is not really straight up girly. It always leans a little bit more... not like, I guess a little bit more like street style versus like feminine. But now I would love that bag back in any of the three colors, to be honest, like whatever pops up. But I would definitely wear it in like a contrasting way. I wouldn't feel the need to stick to like a dress with that bag or whatever. So that is another one that I absolutely regret, because now they are like $1,900, no, they range. I would say that I have seen some for $1,400 or $1,500. The problem is that finding one in ideal condition at a good price is rough. That's really the problem. So my feelers are still out there. I know it'll happen at some point, but yeah. I am not going to even spend time talking to you guys about my 2014 Chanel graffiti backpack, because if you have been here before, you know that I bought it, I used it into the ground, and then I sold it. And it is number one on my list of bags that I desperately would like to get back, but I refuse to spend $10,000 to $13,000 on it. And that's the end of the story. But if there is any bag that I kick myself over selling, it would be that one. Although I will say that I definitely got my use out of it. I used that daily for a very long time. And I had little kids at the time. I think somebody pulled, I don't know if it was one of my kids or like at the park or something, but somebody pulled those like long, whatever, those colorful, like almost like friendship bracelet carabiner things that are like falling off of it. And yeah, it didn't stand up the way that I wasn't careful with it. I wasn't as careful as I should have been with it. and I am so sorry. It's one that I tried to add back. If you have seen many of my videos, you would know I tried to add it back. I ended up getting scammed, and I got sent a shitty copy, and that's all taken care of. But it is still on my list. I still plan to hopefully add it back into my collection at some point, either when I win the lottery and I think that $13,000 for that bag is okay, or one day when I find it at a better deal. I don't know, but one day or another, it will come back into my collection. The next one is the Christian Dior street bag. It was the street chic bag, the Columbus version. I had it in black. As you guys know, if you have been here before, I don't really love black bags or black clothing on me. I've had many, many black things in the past, especially when I was in New York. That was always like the go-to color because it's so filthy there that, you know, if you, like, obviously you buy black to preserve things, because if you're on the train, if you're in the street, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's disgusting out, whatever, your stuff will last longer, obviously, if it is in a dark color. But I did have it in black. I had it, I don't know, when it first came out. I remember actually being in college when I had that bag. So I don't remember what year that came out. Could it have been 2003 or 2002? I think something like that. Anyway, I had it. I wore it for a very long time. I wore it into the ground. And then I actually sold it in order to get the tote version of that bag. And because I had like things to carry and I was going to work and I was starting my own business and I had more things to put in the bag. And so I ended up with a brown version of the tote style, which I will try to find a picture and put it up here for you guys. And I don't remember, I don't know what happened to that bag, but the initial street bag, the Columbus bag, I'm sorry that I sold it, even though black would not be my choice. I wish that I had held on to it. So at least I could have sold it now for $2,500 or $2,000 or whatever, because it had all the pockets. And yeah, and would have funded whatever else I wanted at this point, but I didn't, and it is what it is. But yeah, that one was a great one too. So, all right, the the next one was the Ice Cube flap bag from Chanel. I was obsessed with this bag. Okay, so I saw it on Kim Kardashian, and I dreamed about this bag. It was my very first Chanel flat bag. It was $1,200 in the store. I was obsessed with it. I remember going into Chanel, taking a look at it. They actually, I went into Chanel and I didn't take a look at it because the only one that they had in store, and I believe I saw this in Bloomingdale's on 57th Street, the only one that they had in store was like a little pochette version, and that's not what I wanted. It was either that in the store, or I was also obsessed with the Kaleidoscope Chanel bag, which I am still obsessed with, and I vow to add into my collection at some point. I never got my hands on it, but so anyway, I didn't have the money back then. It was one or the other, and I ended up choosing the Ice Cube bag because it was silver, and I just thought it would match more, and whatever. Anyway, I ended up getting it on eBay, probably for full price. I think I paid $1,200 for it, and it was $1,200, and I had it for years, but the kids were little. It was too small of a bag to really use for anything. Like now, I would use it all the time. Are you kidding me? But then it was like I wore it to weddings. I wore it when I had places to go, fancy places to go. And that was it. And yeah, at some point I sold it. I don't know why. And I'm so sorry that I did, because it was in pristine condition, because I really didn't use it very often. But again, I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain. I cannot explain my actions. I must have had a reason for it. I wasn't using it, but I had held on to it. I had held on to it for so many years. It was just like, why wouldn't I have just kept it? It's going for like, now it's like 2,500 and up. And they're all kind of like a little bit discolored. If you look, they're not that like bright, beautiful silver, like crisp, clean looking just color anymore. They are like a little yellowed. There's cracks in it. Obviously, it's that PVC. So if people didn't if they didn't store it correctly, it deteriorated. So anyway, that one is one that is gone. All right. I have a lot, but I'm going to end with one last one. And this is one that I am really hoping I think this has moved up to being really, really high on my list. This is the LV paint can. Now, I had bought it initially in store. I got the purple one. It was the only one that I could get my hands on. Purple is not my favorite color, although I am getting into it a little bit now, but it historically has not been my favorite color. I ended up, I purchased it in Arizona when I was there. My essay from Jersey actually sent me a message one day, and he was like, hey, he knew I got it, and he was like, I got the red one, do you want that instead? So I actually returned it via the mail to him, and I got shipped a new the red one. Red I liked much better. However, I really wanted either the green or the blue or the orange. Those are my three favorite colors from the beginning. And I had the red, I wore it once or twice, I don't know, but I ended up, when I was moving back, I ended up selling it because I was like, I don't know, like, am I really gonna wear this? Well, I am so sorry now because I absolutely love that bag. I think about it all the time. I plan on adding it back. They're actually a good price now, so I'm hopeful that I can find an orange one specifically in the, I don't know, $1,500 range at some point. If anybody out there has one in the orange, green, or blue to sell, let me know. But I'm definitely looking to add one in the near future. I would love to add it back. That's all. That's all. I love it so much. I think it's so much fun. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I just love it. And not even because it's Virgil's last collection, but just because it is so whimsical and fun. You know, I love a good, like, quirky, kind of campy bag. And that one is like, I love it. So anyway, that'll come back. But I am so sorry that I sold it. Like, what was I thinking? I don't know, guys. I have two little honorable mentions because they're not bags, but they are jewelry. And both of them are also on my list to add back. So the first one would be these incredible Chanel earrings. I purchased these actually, my essay at the Chanel store on 57th Street, sorry. She called me one day, she had it. This was like right after COVID, maybe. I remember driving and on 57th Street, and she had to like run out of the store and like throw it in the car because to have an appointment, you had to like, everybody had to wait and whatever. I don't know. I think these were from 2021. Anyway, I got it the same day they came out. I loved these earrings so much, but I never wore them. So I was like, why am I going to hold on to them? I got a good price for them, but I'm sorry that I didn't hold on to them because now I'm really more in the mindset of wearing the things that I love. And I think just because, again, like my kids are older, I'm not running after anybody anymore. I'm not dressing for work. I'm not, like, I really can just wear whatever I want. And I think also because I am like on here and talking about fashion, it has kind of made me think about these things that I had and that I never wore and that I love. And like, why am I wasting time not wearing the things that I love? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, those are ones that I would absolutely love to get back at some point if I can find them for a good price because I've never seen anybody else with them. It's just the pink color. They're so stunning. And then the last thing, and I did try to wear these quite a few times, and I'll tell you why I sold them, but they are on my list to buy back. It is the Chanel dog tags. Now, I have been looking for a pair, like I guess a pair, I don't know, of Chanel dog tags since the early 2000s. I was always on eBay looking for them. Finally, I think these came out in 19 maybe 19, I don't know. Anyway, they were the perfect ones. I was like, oh my God, these are the perfect ones for me. I got them. I wore them a few times. The problem is my chest. And honestly, they would get stuck right here. So you couldn't even tell that I was wearing the dog tags. I'm sorry that I didn't like kind of play around with it and maybe like loop it around my neck twice, do something like that. But I ended up selling them because literally every time I wore them, they ended up just in my cleavage and you couldn't even tell that they were dog tags, and that was it. So I ended up selling them, but I am sorry that I did. They do pop up now and again on eBay and Fashion File. I plan on at some point grabbing them again if I can get them at a good price, or maybe a different version. Maybe I do like these best because I wear gold the most, but I have seen there's like a cool pair of silver ones that pop up every now and then. So, which I'm not opposed to. It just depends on what I can get the best deal for. And that's it. That is my list, guys. So let me show you really quickly what I got. So I was walking around today. This was totally out of the blue. I had planned to do this video specifically, and this item was on the list, but I was walking around today. There is like a little hidden gem near me that is like really I don't know. I don't think anybody knows about it. It's like a consignment store. It is hidden in like, it's just hidden. Like I've never seen anybody else in the store except for the people that work there ever. They always have good deals. They always have amazing things. So I actually went in there. I was eating lunch around there, and I went in there because last time I was in there, they had a really cute wapiti that I didn't get because I was like, oh, do I want to spend a few $100s on this wapiti case, even though the multicolor, right? Even though it was in really good condition. However, today I was like, maybe I'll go in and check it out. So I went in and they had a good Labor Day sale. So that was a bonus. Plus they have like a lot of different clothes in there and stuff. They just have like really great stuff that, again, they don't have an online site. Like I don't know who's buying from them, but I'm happy that it's a little secret right now. I walked in, they had the most stunning size 30, and you know I'm not a huge Birkin girl, but they had the most stunning size 30 Birkin orange I said it all like out of order. A stunning crocodile Birkin in a size 30, like in the scent. It was like the showpiece of the day. Absolutely stunning. But I walked around and I found this, guys. You ready? You ready? I think from my list, you can probably tell what it is. But the price was ridiculous, ridiculous. Well under $1,000. I literally ran out of there. So it's a little bit, I need to stuff her. But we have it back in my collection. I'm so happy in the color that I wanted. It has definitely been used and loved, which is fine in certain bags for me. This one is super hard to find at a good price with all of the pouches. You can find it for a relatively decent price with like none or one, but to find it with all four still intact, incredible for that price. And it was next to 20% off. I was like, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Just get me out of the store right now. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I have wanted to have this back in my collection forever. No. Somebody's tissue. Ew. I don't know how I'm going to clean this bag. I feel like somebody definitely like spilled some coffee on it or something. Like there's some mess on the handle. I'm gonna go and do like surgery on this thing. But I'm super excited to have her back in my collection. And I think that nowadays, because I use and I carry so few items, I think this is going to get a ton of use. And it absolutely, it did not last time. It didn't get the use that it should have. So that's the deal, guys. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, I have to definitely stuff it and all of that stuff. And then I'm going to show you one other thing. This is just a pair of pants that I picked up that I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's so cute. They are currently in Adidas. I will link them below. But I love tan and lime green together. I don't know if anybody else does, but I think it just looks like it's so unexpected together. So they have this whole suit in Adidas. I actually had purchased something recently that I went and returned, and so I swapped it out for these, and these were less, which was nice. I did not get the jacket, but I may go back and get it. But I actually just wanted to do this with like a white tank top. They are the tearaway pants, which I love because then you can adjust like how straight leg they are, or like belled on the bottom or whatever. But anyway, I just thought they were super cute. And now that I have this, I'm just like, this is actually like a combination made in like heaven. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. I know that it went a little bit longer than I was actually planning. Maybe I should have, done this in like 2 different videos, but that's okay. But I'm excited to show you guys. All the talking because I literally I feel like I've been gone for so long. Anyway, if you have stayed this long, I totally appreciate you. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. Yeah, if you have not already liked this video, but you liked it and you like the content and you want to help me out, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Also, hit the notification bell, blah, 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 blah. Check out the description. In the description, like I said, check out the giveaway for all of that information. I don't know if you can hear that outside, but something's going on. And last but not least, I will see you guys Friday with hopefully another unboxing that is super exciting. And other than that, if you are not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video over here just in case you want to watch it. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.